What a roller coaster. The first half of Love Next Door rounds up with Seung-Hyo's love confession and the disclosure of Seok-Ryu's long-held secret. Seok-Ryu's collapse at the end of the recently concluded episode 8 of Love Next Door finally opens her can of worms. She was diagnosed with stage 2 stomach cancer and had 70% of her stomach removed in the US. This discovery is going to cause some waterfalls in the next episode. This means that the second half of the series will be about how Seung-Hyo and SeokRyu overcome this troubling phase, and the shift in their relationship from friends to lovers. The last episode took the viewers through emotional highs and lows, and it looks like the viewers' hearts will break alongside Seung-Hyo's in the next episode. I must say that Seok-Ryu's ex-fiance, Hyun-Jun, is annoying and obnoxious. Admittedly, he and Seok-Ryu had once loved one another in a faraway country, and had almost gotten married. He might have even been there for Seok-Ryu during her frail health and subsequent treatment. However, as she recalled, he cheated on her and wasn't there for her when she needed him after her colleagues ostracized her. Worse still, he was the one who broke the engagement. But now, just when she's finally picking up the broken pieces, and with a potential love interest on the horizon, he wants her back out of the blue. He persists in winning her back, neglecting her declaration of disinterest in getting back with him. He's smug and confident in his ability to win her back, just because he's the only one who knows her health secret. As Seok-Ryu's father and Seung-Hyo observed, he's shameless and obnoxious. On the other hand, he must have been good to Seok-Ryu and had loved her in his own way. This could be why it was difficult for her to get over him, after their broken engagement. And as she said to him here, they both did their best in the relationship. This is why there are no hard feelings between them. However, to others, like her mother, it just looks like they still have feelings for one another. Seok-Ryu's mother was just as annoying as Hyun-Jun. Admittedly, neither Seok-Ryu nor Hyun-Jun is sharing the reason behind their breakup. But this doesn't call for her to be a matchmaker between them, without knowing the why. She wants Seok-Ryu out of Korea and back to the US, without getting to the root of why she left in the first place. I fear she's living through her daughter, and is failing in her duty as a mother. Finding out that Seok-Ryu is attending a cooking school caused a huge commotion at home. Her mother, who wants her successful and back in the US, feared the shattering of that dream, while her father doesn't want his daughter to experience the hardship he did in the kitchen. Sadly, they hold Seok-Ryu in high esteem, thereby having high expectations of her, while having little to no expectations of their grown son. Mi-Suk pampered her son because he had a hole in his heart as a child. However, it became a habit even after the hole closed up, making him irresponsible. This makes me wonder how regretful she'll feel when she learns that her daughter, who had dogged it in the US, did it while going through something life-changing alone. I cringed when her father made a point to remind her that she couldn't even keep a job for 10 years, not knowing what his daughter went through in the States. The good thing is that Seok-Ryu finally let her pent-up frustration out, which will eventually make room for growth and acceptance. Kyung-jong and Gun-sik were the much-needed comic relief in the episode. Who else laughed at Kyung-jong's drunken habit? The reason behind the choi's strange family dynamics became clearer. I had thought that Seung-Hyo was the only one who suspected his mother's extramarital affair with her boss. But his father had known. Hae-suk had loved her job more than she loved her family, and could barely spend time with them in Korea. She dumped her son, Seung-Hyo, on Seok-Ryu's mother, and zoomed off to her next assignment. After Seung-Hyo saw her with her boss, and Kyung-jong found out about the affair, they must have associated her job with her affair, and learned to get by without her. Kyung-jong thought that the affair had ended, and tried his best to celebrate her birthday, just to see her with her boss. This broke his heart, as he fears his family will fall apart. What's more, Sehwan seems to have a proposition for Hae-suk now that Seung-Hyo is grown. Meanwhile, Seung-Hyo and SeokRyu had a sleepless night after his confession. Seok-Ryu is warming up to the idea of being more than friends with Seung-Hyo, as she's loved him even as a child. She currently has 9 days left to give him an answer. But there's trouble in paradise. Having no idea of her medical history, Seung-Hyo bought popcorn for Seok-Ryu, who indulged in it. However, she'd been feeling sick, and the trans fat worsened her condition, worrying Hyunjun and Seok-Ryu. Not wanting Seung-Hyo to find out about her medical history, she brushes off his hand and asks Hyunjun for assistance. The look of confusion and hurt on Seung-Hyo's face couldn't be mistaken. Seok-Ryu was diagnosed with stage 2 stomach cancer, which required 70% removal of her stomach, and underwent chemotherapy in the US. This was why she took a year off from work, and why the incorrigible Chris seemed interested in her health. She hid her illness from her family and friends. This is going to be a bone of contention in the next episode. Seung-Hyo and Hyunjun have a war of nerves, as Hyunjun gloats about knowing something about Seok-Ryu, which Seung-Hyo doesn't, just when Seok-Ryu is leaving the hospital. Seung-Hyo drives Seok-Ryu home, but there's a strain in their relationship. Seung-Hyo confides in Mum about his worries, saying there's a gap between him and Seok-Ryu, and Hyunjun is inside of it with a part of Seok-Ryu he doesn't know. The situation at his office, with Seok-Ryu brushing his hands off, must have made him realize Seok-Ryu is keeping something from him. Hyunjun is confident that their shared secret will win Seok-Ryu over. He picks her up after her cooking class, and proposes to her for the second time, with her old ring. Just as her mother had hoped and wanted, he wants her to go back with him to the US to pursue her cooking dreams. This makes Seok-Ryu recall his first proposal in the US. Her relationship with Seung-Hyo becomes more strained, as she tells him of Hyunjun's proposal. What's more, Dan-ho spent a day with Mum as a paramedic. This created an avenue for them to know more about one another. Mum can be seen offering support to an emotional Dan-ho. Meanwhile, Seung-Hyo is heartbroken to learn Seok-Ryu's secret. He feels sad that their friendship meant little to Seok-Ryu, for her to have gone through such pain and a life-changing situation without telling him. On the other hand, this situation is not easy for Seok-Ryu, who feels like nobody understands her feelings. Overcoming this phase will only make their love and relationship stronger. Who else can hardly wait for her answer to Seung-Hyo's confession? On a scale of 1 to 10, how eager and excited are you for the next episode? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you liked this content, give it a like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for all things wonderfully K-drama. Thanks for watching, bye.